A very good morning, Zimbabwe. Mamukase, mamukase, mamukase. My name is Ronald Wekwamakusha, and I'm here so that we can talk about important matters. I promised yesterday that I was going to come so that we can talk about my raw experiences and what I observed, and some corrections we need to make. But I failed to do so because of network challenges, and I hope that this morning I'll be able to do so in brief. So I went to my rural area. That is a new area to me. That is not my original rural area. That is where we relocated to. And we have some plots of lands where we are starting projects there. And we are trying to make sure that we empower young people, we empower ourselves as well. Because I believe that for me to be able to tell young people that we need to take this path, I must lead by example. I must be on the forefront in terms of running projects so that they can copy, or so that they can get the idea of what needs to be done. So my experience from that area is that number one, there is no water. So for you to run a project, you need water. But we were facing challenges to get water to a point where we were forced to pay 50 rand for us to get 2 drums of water. So that is what is happening. So if you want to run a project, you want to do pig project, you want to do goat project, chicken project, or even cattle, you cannot do it without water. And that is a problem. So villages are gathering at a borehole where they're getting water. And that experience to me is awkward. Secondly, on the issue of education, I noticed that rural parents were being forced to go to the schools, kuno Kanyazvidina, for them to build school blocks, and also to build residences for teachers. And the question is, where is the money going to? Because the treasury is supposed to allocate funds for the building of schools. We've seen President Mnangagwa in this government claiming that they have built so many schools, and the question is, where are they building those schools? Because I told my rural area, and I witnessed a teacher who was who got employed in at one of these schools. She was not so happy when she saw the school she was going to begin to work to. And given the environment vana vake pavanga vachidzidzira, and the new environment vana vake pavakunodzidzira right now, you can actually see that that teacher was so stressed to a point where even vana chaivo chaivo, they'll find it difficult to cope with the environment. And this is the experience our rural people are going through each and every day. So when we are speaking about politics, when we are talking about politics, we seem not to be more serious about things which needs to be done on the ground. Some of us, we talk on social media, we fight on social media, we continuously fight here on social media. We're fighting each other, especially those in the opposition cycles. But deep down in the rural areas, people are being held hostage by ZANU-PF. But one thing I observed is that if you are to talk about what is happening, because I had to ask why people were gathered at the borehole in their numbers together with cattle, goats, etc. And they said, "Hazvitaurwi zvauri kutaura izvozvo." And my question was, how can you say hazvitaurwi when we have a government which is functioning, and that government is supposed to deliver services? So you could see that our people need enlightenment, because they have been intimidated for a very long time, and they need enlightenment. They need other people to actually bolden them. They need other people to strengthen them. So this is the reason why I always say, let us make sure that we relocate to our rural areas. Let us make sure that we fit into these areas. We blend with them. We are together with them, because I met a lot of people, school kids, young people, women, and their challenges are almost the same. And ZANU-PF is doing almost nothing. They're doing nothing. The MP is nowhere to be found, and the councillor as well is nowhere to be found. But if you are to speak about it, ZANU-PF people will begin to attack you and say you are not patriotic. But this is the honest truth. So without water, without schools, those two things are key things in a community. Without schools, without water, it means that our community is doomed. It means that generations are being destroyed because vana vari kutanga vamukira kuchibhorani kunodhaya chibhorani, because when I was doing my projects I had to go to the bore at 3 a.m. so that ndinoona kusina pressure. But when I went to the bore at 3 a.m. I met school kids vari pachibhorani at 3 a.m. and they were supposed to fetch water. After fetching water, they will go to school. And that is not so good, because we cannot expect that to be happening. Kuti 3 a.m. mwana ari pachibhorani ari kufanira kuzoenda kuchikoro, ende mwana iyeye ari kufanira kuzofamba almost 10 kilometers, 12 kilometers to school. This is a form 2 child ari kufanira kuenda kuchikoro. My question is, mwana iyeye ari kunodzidza sei? Because one, atoneta nekudhaya chibhorani; two, aneta nekufamba long distance, and ZANU-PF people do not care. So it is our responsibility as people in the opposition or in the alternative to make sure that we remove ZANU-PF by hook or crook. By any means possible, we have to remove ZANU-PF in 2023. We are not going to let ZANU-PF win this election. We have to make sure that we do the necessities to make sure that we remove ZANU-PF, because I'm in pain right now, because if you are to look into the school registers, vana vakanga vari pachikoro in the few years, if you are to ask kuti vana avo vari kupi, they are nowhere to be found. That is the honest truth. Go and check the school registers in those areas. And I'm willing to do so with any organization, to go and check the school registers. Vana vakanga vari muzvikoro who are supposed to be Form 4 this year, where are they? Especially the girl child, where are they? Let us go and check kuti vana vakanyora grade 7 vaifanira kunge vaa muform 4 right now, where are they? The majority of them are married. The majority of them dropped out of school because of school fees, because of so many challenges they are facing. So sometimes when we are speaking tichirwa panapa tichiti hana plan akazoita sei, we are fighting at the expense of the rural people, at the expense of the marginalized communities, at the expense of people who are suffering in various areas. And one thing I liked is that there are resistant groups. These groups are not affiliated or to any political party. These are just individuals from various villages who are actually resisting the new law yekuti vanhu vanonzi vakai chikoro chenyu, but somebody would take credit yekuti takavaka mablocks akati, takavaka chikoro chakati, after vanhu vaforoma zvitinha vega, vaenda vakanovaka vega, vakakanyira mvura vega, vakadira mvura vega, vakaita zvese. Somebody will come and take credit kuti takavaka mablocks akati, and that person will take that money, will loot that money from the state coffers, so, or from the CDF. That is what is happening. So I met a lot of people, some of them are 35 up to 40s, who are actually resisting this new norm, saying that the government must make sure that they cater for the for building schools, and they are working so hard to make sure that they stop that. And if we are to work with such people, if we are to stand with those people, if you are to be in solidarity with those people, speaking with one voice, we are going to have a more enlightened community, because vanenge vakunyatsoona zvatiri kuona. So I had to talk to a lot of people, telling them how development should happen, and a lot of people were appreciating what I was saying. And it's very important for them to be enlightened, for them to know, because they are told kuti munotozvivakira zvikoro zvenyu, hapana umwe munhu achauya achikuvakirai zvikoro zvenyu. That is what they are being told. They were told that it is not the responsibility of the president to build schools for you. That is what they were told. So we had to actually get to the law. We had to actually get to the constitution to say, what is the role of the government? What is the role of the president or the central government. And we tried to explain things to the people, and people really need change. But when, to be honest, there is little presence of Citizens Coalition for Change in my area, the area I have been to. There is little presence. There's presence of CCC, but there is little activity happening. So I identified a few people who are leaders for CCC, and we talked, but there is little activity happening at this moment in time. And I wish that we partner, we work together, we establish something. We must find ways to make sure that we work together. We establish viable CCC strategies, which are going to make us win in 2023, especially making that communities are occupied, making sure that communities are occupied. From my area, I observed that if we are to install solars and water tanks at bores, that is something which is positive, and that is something which is going to make the community appreciate us. So I hope and believe that we will find partners, people who are willing to actually go and install solars and install water tanks. If we can do that for the people, you will see that people will begin to appreciate you. Even if you go and install a solar pump and install tanks later, that will be a great improvement. They will begin to see that there is presence yevanhu. These are the things zvisingadi kukumbirwa anybody, zvinhu zvinongoda kuti musvike with a point person anenge ari muarea imomo, motosvika motoita mainstallations enyu, vanhu vototanga kutoona zvinhu zviri kutofamba. And by the time painozosvika ikokoko mune matocover 2-3 boreholes, and then you go. If they are to dismantle those things, you will see kuti they will create enmity in between them and the people. So the issue is to divide the people with ZANU-PF. Go and do something secretly, and the people will appreciate you. And if ZANU-PF tries to dismantle that, you will see that they will create a very huge conflict with the people. You will have upper hand because you go to the people and say, we are trying to do ABCD, but ZANU-PF is stopping us. And the people will begin to listen to you. That is one of the strategy which I observed from the area which I visited for the whole week. So the other issue I have been talking about it, the issue of uniforms, the issue of textbooks. You don't need to beg. You just need to go, because I have been there. I've met school kids. I've met teachers. So I will just need to go there and make sure that I donate school uniforms to the kids without. I donate school shoes to the kids without. And they'll begin to go to school wearing school shoes. I'll go and pay school fees for kids, which are already there. And people will begin to appreciate you. So I believe that instead of us mobilizing for T-shirts, mobilizing for regalia, let us mobilize for more important issues. Better life yevanhu ipapo. And these are the things people were saying. Mukatitira ABCD will begin to appreciate you. What I'm saying is not something from my heart or from my own mind. It's something from the people's hearts, from their own minds. That is what they were saying. They were saying, if we can get ABCD, and we will be able to appreciate your presence, because they were saying, tiri kupedza time yakawanda tiri pachibhorani. Unoenda pachibhorani unodhaira mombe, unoda kuchera mvura yekumba, unoda kuchera mvura yekuvaka, and unoona pane ngoro 20 pachibhorani. And just imagine munhu akabata queue pane ngoro 20 pane mombe, thousands or hundreds of different cattle crows. So you see that that is what is really happening in the rural areas. There is no network. There was no network. I couldn't even log onto my WhatsApp. I couldn't even communicate through WhatsApp because of network challenges. And I don't know what Strive Masiwa is doing, because that is not so good. That's not so proper. I blame Strive Masiwa for that, because he is actually neglecting rural people and actually helping ZANU-PF to get away with anything they want, because without connectivity in rural areas, even those with ability to buy data They cannot do it. They cannot they cannot even live stream anything because running the network itself is not is weak. There is no network. So you see that that is negligence to people like Strive Masiwa, who are supposed to be providing network to each and every area to make sure that Vanu, they get connected to the real news, which we are sharing. And they stop relying on ZBC radios and television. And these are my few observations. And as we move on, I will continue to unpack some things. I had an opportunity to take some pictures, but a lot of people were complaining and saying that they don't want to be known because of victimization, because of what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. All know that rural areas are not safe places. And isiso kana tisipo, honestly speaking, tisipo, a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening because munhu anongouya onzi mutemo unoti zvakati but mutemo usingatauri uchidaro, because there are a lot of issues dzairaiswa nevanhu vachibvunza kuti mutemo unoti chii about this particular issue yekuti sabhuku anogona kuuyawo kudzinga pamba pawakagara just because you're an opposition person. And I said there is nothing like that which is supposed to be happening. A sabhuku cannot intimidate people, cannot threaten people. So you see kuti we must be there. We must be with these people each and every time and always. And I hope that we'll begin to work together. We'll begin to find ways to make sure that we partner with each other. So I've launched the project. There I've started preparations for a demonstration of how we want to take our projects into 2023, so that we get young people occupied, we get our women occupied. So in short, or in brief, or in conclusion, what I want to do is that first of all, I want to launch my own projects at my homestead, and I'm doing it. And after I do that, we begin to spread to other people who are willing. There are a lot of people who are willing to partner, and they are willing to fund themselves. So it will be a very amazing experience, and I hope that by end of December, all will be set and all will be ready. We'll be ready to go with these projects. So that is point number one in terms of projects. Point number two, I have observed that there is need for us to be present there, and I've committed myself to fully relocate and to fully be with these people each and every day. Every day, working together, mobilizing together, setting up key points in particular areas, so that when elections come, tinenge tine a known councillor, a known MP, and a known president. That is the thing I'm going to do. The third thing is that I will ask partners or people who are interested. I don't want your money, but I will need you to mobilize yourselves. You come, you assess the area, you see for yourself with your own eyes. You find somebody who will come to see what is happening on the ground. Then you take quotations, you contract a company to go and install solars. That is my appeal to the people of Zimbabwe, because these people are actually suffering. I experienced it myself, and it pains me. If we are to install solars, and if we are to install taps, it will be much easier for them to get water much easily. And another issue is the issue of uniforms, is the issue of school fees for the kids, because I met a lot of school kids who are being sent away, who are being chased away from the schools, even though the law says hapana mwana anofanira kudzingirwa school fees, they are being chased away because of ignorance of our leaders. And that is another experience, that is another thing which I experienced there. So if we are to deal with those issues of water and education, will go a long way. And if we are to add on the issue of projects, will go a long way, is change champions. So hanzi pana Joy Mugwambi, hanzi kumusha kwedu vanhu vari kushungurudzwa, please. That is what is happening. Hanzi, and my 73-year-old mom now wants to go to find work at a nearby farm for her to manage to raise money yekubhadhara mari dzinodiwa nasabhuku. These are the issues which are happening. And they have been asking, why is it that each and every time kunonzi uyai nemari yachakati, kunonzi uyai nemari yakati? What I witnessed is that vanhu vakanga vachibhadhara mari dzembeu ma5 rand kuti vazonge vachizopiwa mbeu each person arifana kuzowana mbeu arifana kubhadhara 5 rand. I don't know kuti mari iyo inenge iri yei. Then kuti uzowana mbeu, uzowana sorry fertilizer, you have to pay 20 rand for you to get fertilizer kana yakuzouya. And I don't know kuti zvinenge zvichimbofamba sei. Ndo mbeu dziri kunzi ndedzapresident, ndo mbeu dziri kunzi mapresidential inputs, but you have to pay something. I don't know ndeye transport here kana ndeye chii. I didn't get full explanation of that. Another issue which I observed is that vanhu vari kupiwa fertilizer vachitengesa, there is no follow up of whatever is being invested by this scheme yecommand agriculture. There is no follow up kuti zvii zvaitwa nembeu yapiwa vanhu nefertilizer yapiwa vanhu. There is no follow up from the government, which means there are a lot of leakages which are happening in this scheme. Hanzi Uncle Steve, and you people, you are focusing on wrong things. NPF knows the weakness of the opposition and use it to its advantage. Okay, Hanzi, CCC has already won the election. It occupied the hearts of the electorate. So what is needed is to destroy the pillars. Yes, this is what I'm trying to highlight, Uncle Steve. What we need to do is that let us be honest with each other. Let us be honest with each other. Vanhu vari kumusha, they want change, but they don't know how to get that change. They don't know how to bring change. That is the honest truth. Because of so much intimidation, because vakatogara nevanhu vari kuva intimidate each and every day. And vanhu ivava havana vanhu vari kuva challenger. I witnessed it because ndakafamba in various areas. Nchinzi uri kuona uyu anoti intimidate uyu anoti intimidate, imimi hamupo munenge muri kutown muchingotiti toda change mawhatsapp groups, but munenge musipo on the ground. So zvinhu zvatinosangana nazvo munenge musipo, and that is the honest truth. Vanhu ivavavo, if they are told kuti izvezvi endai munovhotera pakati, vanongoenda unovhotera ipapo because havari vega. Isusu tichitaura navo in various whatsapp groups tichiita sei, but hakutorina network yacho. So network yavo ndeyekuti atofamba kuenda somewhere ndopaanokwanisa kucommunicata, atofamba kuenda somewhere at a certain point inenge ichinzi ndo pane network ndopaanokwanisa kucommunicata. And that is not proper. You cannot call that communication. So we need to be there, we need to be present. Tiriko tichitota make sure that we are mobilizing village by village and each and every day. That is what we need to do, and we need to work together for us to achieve all that. And I know that if we are to work together, we will be able to do so. Hanzi vachamhanya when the tables turn. And I agree with you. Change is coming because people really need change, but they just need mobilization, more mobilization, and our presence there is going to assist. So this is it in Zimbabwe. Let us focus on running projects. If you are in a certain area, please let us partner area kwako, constituents kwako, ward kwako. Let us begin to launch these projects. Let us work together so that we spread these things. Vanhu vatange kuona chiedza, vatange kuona direction yatinotora. But it was a wonderful trip. It was a wonderful experience being in the rural area, being with the people, experiencing what they are experiencing, eating what they are eating. Ndo vanhu vasirikuziva chinhu chinonzi domasi. Vanhu ivavavo vanodya madomasi maybe once or twice a month, and that is the situation there. Ukotoona chingwa zvinenge zvichitoshamisa, but sometimes we have to be with them, we have to cope, tirarame mararamiro avari kuita. And I hope that one day we'll be able to deliver change, we'll be able to work together with them. But what I observed is that young people, especially those, they are not, the majority of them are not eligible to vote because they are still young. But if you listen to them speaking, avangotaura kuti Mnangagwa hapana. So ukaona vopedza kudedzwa nezita remukuru zvinazvinovira zvakanaka. People are angry, but the majority of the people who are angry and brave enough, they are not going to vote in 2023 because they are not eligible to vote. They will be under 18 years by 2023. So let us just mobilize. Ivo ndo anogona kutibatsira kumobilize mafamilies avo. That is what I observed. They can mobilize their parents, their brothers and sisters to actually fight for change. And that generation is enlightened. And let us work together for change. I'm back that we can talk. I will come so vatataura about the by-elections dzakanga dziriko. We lost those by-elections. It's unfortunate, but we learned our lessons. And I will come with that issue. We'll talk about it. And I hope that I will be able to do this broadcast 24/7, even Tikazo Relocator. I'm just praying and I'm just hoping so. So if you want to partner with us, in I'm ready to relocate, but on the number is the internet at this moment in time. So if you want to partner with us in terms of the issue of internet installation, Parogoda around $600, that is 580. So if you want to partner with us by installation internet, if you want to assist us, please get in touch with me on the number appearing on the screen. Then we'll talk about it and see kuti tozviita sei. I'm trying to raise some funds dzekuti ndinge ndichinoisa internet, but handisati ndasvika pari kudiwa so far, because my I'm hoping kuti by end of October, November, by end of November, I want to be there with the people, and we want to start mobilizing and also running various projects. So this is it, Team Zimbabwe. Let us meet in other episodes and other programs. My name is Ronald Wekwamakusha. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for the concerns. Ndaizoti vamwe vaitsvaga umwe rupo vototi sei wangosirubatika, but hapana zvandekwanisa kuita pasina network. So this is it. Let us work together and let us bring change in the nation of Zimbabwe.